What's up guys, Pidget here. The new skill gem Blast Rain of Trarthus looks very good and promising so far. I ran through the campaign and started mapping and it was very smooth sail. We're playing as an Elementalist because the new golems is way too strong. The differences between the base and the new variant is you only firing a single projectile. When it will land, it will release a huge wave and this wave applies the debuff and that will deal burning damage over time. This skill is scaling with projectile damage. Damage over time increases / multiplier and gem levels very hard. Although you don't need to worry about the accuracy rating at all. This is like Toxic Rain or Caustic Arrow. Only the dot part matter, not the hit damage. I tested and you can also test it very quickly. No matter what your hit rating is, your dot will getting applied. I think visually the skill looks very good. There are no clutter on the skill, just one single wave and that's it. So the visual quality will be not a problem. Also, I know many people liking when you only need to use one single button. Yes, this skill is a one button build. By clearing, on map bosses you will need to use curses as always. Keep in mind this is a very early stages of the build, but I already crafted my endgame gear and I have a planned POB for it. I will go over both. This is my character guys, so I just finished up the campaign and ran a few maps and I level 74, so do not expect very insane gear here. So this is just little leveling gear as you can see here, right? And here gold rim. Although I need to mention the Archon's tool. This is an absolute insane bet for leveling because you know your skitter bots will also apply now scorch on your enemy, although for exchange you will getting all of these debuffs on you as well. So countering it was very easy to just use purity of elements, because if I disabling purity of elements, you can see here my bots will starting apply shield and soon shagged on me as well. You can see here this is why we're using the purity of elements. So do not start using the bad tier. You can equip your purity of elements level 24 and then your damage will skyrocket, because you know scorch is absolutely strong early on, and also this grants you increased effect of non-damaging elements, and scorch is that element. And also we're using unbound element support for your skitterbots. So literally as you were seeing it, your skitterbots will apply like 30% shock. So literally I was using a silver branch, very low level unique bow, and that's it, because this ability is only cares about levels, because with levels it scales very good, just as like Caustic Arrow or Toxic Rain, so your fire damage per second will be much higher. So I was using this bow from the start almost, and honestly you can start using this skill at level 34. Why is that? Because at level 34 all of your golems available, so this is the level requirement for them. This will carry you from the start as well, so this is why I was able to use my skill from level 34, and before that I was running with rolling magma. I know not many people liking it, but hey, it is what it is guys. And so okay, let's go over the links quickly. Just Blast Rain of Trarthus, you can see here, elemental focus, burning damage support, elemental damage with attacks, and swift application. Honestly the other skills is just, you know, purity of elements, pros bling. So it's I will include this POB in the description guys, but this is absolutely pile of crap, so at least you can see the tree for it. And we're using all of the golems, although I need to mention I purchased all of the golems with 20% quality, because this is just buff effect increase, and the golems is just insane for this build, because the flame golem will grant you aura effect and increase damage. This will be around like almost 10% of our damage, one single golem. The stone golem will grant you life regen and also increase defenses, which is very huge early on as well. So I was literally not worrying about, you know, getting dot on me or standing on a dot zone. It's very nice, and also it scares with the golem buff. So this is literally like almost 200 life regen right now. And also we're using a lightning golem once again for the little attack speed increase and also mana regen. Honestly, after you getting your golems, you don't need to worry about mana at all. You can see here I can just attack all day and my mana is just ramping, and this will go up with levels as well. So it will be a very nice quality of life. And I'm using a chaos golem because this is granting you damage over time multiplier, which is very huge for this build, especially from a golem. And also is granting you chaos resistance, which is, by the way, right now I have 20% chaos res without anything in the gear. So right? A few words about the skill tree, guys. I would say Ralph, and I was just putting together while I was leveling, because honestly, Elementalist early on doesn't have that much, damage over time increases. So you taking like the Acrimony, right, and the Holy Fire and so on. So yeah, you can see here the tree. So nothing really interesting. I just using here a careful planning for dexterity and damage over time here, reservation wheel here. So, and I'm using a cluster jewel right now with smoking remains, disorienting display, and prismatic hurt damage increase, and I took all of these wheels. So this is, I would say, very, very big time damage oriented tree. And also I want to go over quickly the planned POB for this build, guys, and you can see here we have 9.4 million dot DPS. But guys, so before you saying this is low, this is a dot based build, so we have 4-second duration on this debuff. So with one single cost, I would say you almost killing, like Shaper or just normal bosses will just melt, no matter what. So this is a very huge amount of damage. Under this 4-second, you can just run around and you don't need to really worry about like, standing still and attacking. You just shooting your arrow one time and just running around for the next 4 seconds. But although, as always, my builds, guys, is kinda tonky, right? You can see already the numbers here. You can see here the numbers, absolutely huge amount of numbers. Mox hit, Fizz hit, and by the way, this can tonk Uber Shaper Slam, Uber Cirrus Meteor, Uber Shaper Beam, while, the clones is hitting you. So this is a very fine piece of theory craft here. Huge amount of unreserved mana, because we were using here, by the way, a mana forged arrow setup with frenzy and combustion, because the combustion will when you igniting your enemy with the frenzy, you will applying the combustion, so it will increase your damage by 5%. Include here accuracy rating, because the frenzy is care about accuracy rating. We have almost like 90% accuracy rating on this one, so it will hit pretty often, so it's not really a big deal. And now the question is how you will ignite with your frenzy. Well, this is where it's coming in the Shaper of Flame, because all hits can ignite. So we will ignite the enemy and we will use this mechanic as just a defensive layer. We will just convert 40% of physical damage fire because of the Shaper of Flame. So this is a very huge amount of defensive layer for this build, and honestly, it's much better than the Bastion of Elements overall. So I was playing with this one for like 2 hours, just was okay, which one is better and how we can use it. And yeah, and I landed on this one. So the Shaper of Flame is just so much better. And the gear, so as you can see, guys, so I'm using Anathema because this will we were using 3 different curses, just elemental weakness, familiarity, and punishment as well, because punishment can reduce the enemy damage by 10% as well, so it's additional tonkiness for us. So very huge amount of damage. And also, as you can see, we're using a bunch of jewels, right? A bunch of jewels here. So 1 cluster, 2 cluster, and 3 cluster. And by the way, obviously, guys, we kept suppression as well. And we have 1.2k energy shield regen as well, just standing still, and we will have that much. And if I consecrated ground, because I'm planning to use sulfur flask as well, so it will grant you even more regen, which is very nice in my honest opinion. And honestly, so far the build looks promising. So I already crafted my stuff here in my stash. I will here, so pure energy shield basis. So if you was playing last league Trickster, you already know what is this gear looks like, right? So you can see here, and I get a very nice necrotic armor as well. But although we had a much better last league, so yeah, it is what it is. And I will use a ring like this and amulet like that, and I need to craft my bow and the cleaver, and then basically we good to go. That's my, I would say, theory crafted build for the new skill gem. And if you guys interested in this skill, you can find me on twitch.tv/Projet2 and watch it live how the build will develop and what I will change. So I will link exactly this POB, this one, guys, so if you want to level up your character, for instance. But I will warn you, this is absolute glass cannon right now, so we literally have exactly just cap resistances and that's it, nothing else. So sometimes you will get just one tabbed. So yeah, it is what it is. I not really care about campaign dying, right? Alright guys, this is a very satisfying skill in my opinion, and I can't wait to see what is the endgame look like, but so far it's promising, and I will obviously make an update video about this soon. So I hope you enjoyed this video guys. If you have any question, please leave a comment below, or once again, you can find me on twitch.tv/Pidget2. Thanks for watching, I was Pidget, see you next time.